everybody, this is Texas Tiger Diggs, and I guess I will start doing a comparison of these two machines. Now these are the Nokta here, and the Makro metal detectors, the Racer and the Force Core. Now the connections between these two companies is pretty well known, but I thought I would see how different these two machines are from each other. So I'm going to be doing air tests and things that I know validity is a question, but I'm not using them to measure absolute depth. I believe that's always an error. But I am using them to measure the similarities to some degree between these two machines. Now there are some special circumstances here. They're slightly different, very different in design. This is the classic Nokta look based on the V-locks. And this is more of the general accepted look, especially in the Western countries, of how a detector should look with the big display down here. Let me move this little makeshift cover I put here for the time being. So this is a classical Western look, and I think that might have been a choice because it's the one that's most prized in the Western countries. Probably going to be the major purchasers of these detectors, from Europe to the States, to Canada, etc. The Commonwealth countries are probably going to be the biggest consumers of these products, just by virtue of financial impact. But you look down here at the coils, and the coils are intrinsically exactly the same. The only difference between this coil and this coil that I can see is the Racer motif here, which has a raised center and raised spires coming out to the coil edges. These are not raised. There's no motif there. So, that's a difference. Here, the cam locks here are identical to the cam locks here, with the exception of the Racer motif again, which is the red stripe. So, up here there's no similarities at all. This is, like I said, the classic V-locks design, and here you have a more traditional design, both a little bit more aerodynamic and design conscious. So, those are the outward things. Now we're going to start looking at some of the inner things, and I'm going to start off today with just an air test. Hopefully I'll be able to get the Makro out either this evening or tomorrow or the next day. We are in sort of a rainy cycle again, and of course I don't have a cover that fits, which is why you saw me remove the makeshift cover I had before, in case I do decide to carry it out and get caught in the downpour. So that's basically the thing I'm working at. Are these the same machines? Now I assume there's going to be some evolutionary difference, because this was the first configuration, of this combined relationship between Makro and Nokta that I know of. But this is the first configuration, and this is the second configuration. So I assume there's going to be some improvements here, either in performance and potentially even in the design aspect, which we see. Most of us would consider this an improvement. In any case, I will get this together, and I will do the air test first. I'm not going to do all the tests at once. It would be long, it would be boring. So I'm going to do the air test first, and then it's going to be a short test. Basically, I'm just going to set each one of these machines in the same discrimination, or in the same, about the same discrimination, and the same set of tones, and then I'm just going to measure roughly the distance they go. If it's, if they're, within spitting distance of each other, then they could still be the same machine, but, there could be some difference in EMI and the way they handle EMI between the two, just because they're designed. One could be better shielded against EMI, one could be tuned to handle EMI better. We just won't know, but just to give us a rough idea. I'm not going to beat this one to death, but we'll just do a little compare. I might even do as a next test further down the line, I might even do a recovery test like I did before on the Force Core exclusively. any case, we'll get to all of this in a little bit. Alright, this Texas Tiger digs. I have here, going down to the end, I have here the Nokta force core. I've got it set a sensitivity of 40. I got it set on 2 tones. The mask is a 10. So I'm just using the basic switch on defaults. I had to turn it down from 50 because it was a little bit too noisy. All of that I actually talked about earlier, but unfortunately I had not pushed the on button. So and that was pretty much a lost speech. So I'm just going to take some of the coins I've already dug. I'm just going to take a not too recently dug quarter and a dime and a nickel. Sorry, these are a little brown, but it's a quarter, a dime, and a nickel there. All right. So here we go. I'm going to try. Initially, we'll go in denomination order. I'm not going to do a penny here. We'll just do this because we're just doing a comparative test and not a true depth of test. So this is my nickel here. I'm going to be doing my nickel. 2 inches. 4 inches. 6 inches. I'm waiting a while because that's pretty impressive. That's 8 inches with my nickel. And remember, our sensitivity is down to 40. All right, I'm going to try to go 10. Guys, I'm getting 10 inches. Okay, I'm putting about 10 because I really can't determine below that what is the actual signal and what is background noise. So I'm going to go dime now. I'm at 4 inches. At 5. Definitely at 6. A little bit iffy, but I hear 7. Let me stop. I can hear it kind of at 8, so I'm going to put it just short of 8. And here we go with big money here. It's a quarter. Here we go. 1, 3, 5, 7. I'm going to 9. I hear 9. It gets a little sparky about there. So it's about 9.5 or so. Right there. Now see, it's just a rough estimate. But let me get a... so that is what we're going to be working with. That's going to be the measurement under which I'm going to configure the macro. So let's set this. I'm going to step over here. And I'm going to jot these down. We're going to put 8 as a dime. We're going to put the quarter at the middle of the quarter at about 10, a little bit more, and we're going to put the nickel at about 10 or so as well. So that's a D, Q, and an N. All right. Now I'm going to switch this off, and I'm going to turn on the macro. Hopefully I can make this one continuous video and shorten it up here. At least from this point. All right. That's the macro. That is the Nokta force core. I hope I wasn't saying macro over and over again. All right, now here's the macro. I'm switching it on. All right. This one I'm going. Now you have a few more configurations here, so it's going to make it more difficult. but you've got a mode. I'm going to set it at 2-tone. I got a gain, which is 70. I got an ID filter of 10. Tracking, doesn't really matter. I'm not going to do tracking here anyway. Frequency shift, I'll leave it at the default frequency because it's just as noisy as the other one. Audio tone. Tracking, frequency shift. Audio tone, vibration, backlight. Alright, we're going to set gain at 40 like we did for the previous one. Good, it's getting a lot quieter. Yeah, it's really good. Alright, I'm trying to keep everything very close. So I'm just going to set this at 40 and we're going to do this test real quick. We're not making this complex. We're not measuring performance. We're not measuring facility. The only thing we're measuring is a comparison between the two. So here we go. I'm going to have at this one more time, and we're going to do it again in denomination, and we're going to start with the dirty nickel here. 4, 7 I hear. 9 I hear. Hold on, I'll make an adjustment here. You know I'm doing this fresh here. I'm gonna make an adjustment here, hold on. Not in the configuration, but I am going to turn the volume up so you can actually hear it. Okay. Alright. It's making a little noise, but I'm going to have to keep that at 40. Alright, here we go. I'm going to try it again. Here I go. Back with the nickel again. Back over. 3, 6, 9, 'bout here. So it's really close to the other one. We're going to try a dime. Next. That's 5 inches, 6 inches, 7 inches, 8 inches, 9 inches. About 8.5 or 9. So it's a little bit further down. So there's a little bit of difference, not much. Here's the quarter. And here we go here. That's 4. I'm going to go straight to 8 here. Okay, we got 8. We got 9. Got to change it so I can hear it past the background noise, which I wouldn't have outside. 9. And 10, it started breaking up. So I might give a slight edge to the Makro in that little contest, but not more than 1/4 of an inch either way. So I'm still pretty convinced that these are very, very similar, if not identical machines. But I believe that the Makro does have an improvement. It is Mark. I would call it Mark 1.5 or 2.0 of the Nokta 4-score. So I'm going to stop there right now for that. Now I'll come back and do some of the other tests later, but that's about all I can get in today. And we'll see if it matches up. I really have no doubt they're going to be very, very similar. You know, if I pass the next test and it's still as similar as this test, then I'm just going to say, you know, I'm pretty much convinced myself. In any case, it's Texas Tiger Diggs, and I am finished with this for now, but I'll be back with more tests. And if the weather holds out, I'll be out this evening or afternoon doing a little detecting with the new racer. We'll see how that works out.